has arrived today. I did order this from the NATASHA DENONA website. This is the Midi Xenon palette. This is going to be my full review. I'm going to do full swatches and one look, I think, because I do have to pick up my son in a little bit, so I don't think I can go out with two different looks. But I'm actually really excited to try this because I haven't seen any full reviews on it, but I have seen some thumbnails of other YouTubers posting their videos using this palette, and what is up with it looking blue? I've opened this and I've looked at it, but it's hard to tell on the shades like how they could possibly translate blue. So I want to try and create a look that isn't blue, essentially. Maybe stay away from what other YouTubers appear to be doing, or like the shades that they appear to be using primarily for their looks. So that's what I'm gonna do. Let's talk a little bit about it right now. So it says it's the long-awaited midi-sized Xenon palette, which is a sultry, cool tone 15 shade extension to the best-selling mini Xenon color story. It's showcasing a hypnotizing assortment of multi-dimensional blacks, vivid grays, and icy pinks in Natasha's iconic formulas, as well as her new innovative sparkling foiled and sparkling wet effect finishes. The edgy glam essential offers a contrasted versatility of looks from subtle everyday to the ultimate smoky eyes. It does say that this is a limited edition. I don't know how long that means. It does retail for $69. It says it has the festive seasons must-have features 6 high shine metallics, 4 signature buttery soft mattes, 1 cream powder formula, and 3 dazzling sparkling foiled finishes, complemented by the new sparkling wet effect formula, which I actually think is in the I Need a Nude palette as well. It's paraben free, cruelty free, mineral oil free. This does have a shelf life of 24 months and it is made in Italy. By the way, this packaging is delightful. My fingerprints are already all over it, but it's very, very pretty. If I hold it in the light, it's funny because it looks like completely black with maybe silver sparkles, but if I hold them in the light, these are full, like, I wonder if I can hold it in the light on camera. No, these are blue. Like, they're definitely blue sparkles in here. It's just very interesting that you don't see it until you hold this in the light. That's kind of cool. So there are 3 shades in here that look so similar, 1, 2, and 3. And I feel like this, now that I'm seeing it up here in more bright light, it looks more blue. And I feel like that's what people keep playing with, is this shade over here, which is supposed to be a different tone of black, but it's coming out blue. So I kind of want to stay away from this shade because I feel like everybody keeps using it. Man, these shades in the sun are so darn sparkly. Will the camera pick that up? Ooh, they're so beautiful. These silvers. Oh! This gift shade. Oof. You guys, I'm recording this for my phone for you guys in the light. Hopefully it's picking up. It is just so darn beautiful. I can't. And you don't really see it unless you're holding it directly in the light, but these shades truly do sparkle and truly do look wet. So I really hope the phone picks it up for you guys. All right, let's move on into swatching it. I go top left down, and I'm gonna call out the shades for you guys. I wanna do the live swatches. Oh, where's my wipey? If this is not your first time seeing one of these videos, I'm sure you've seen other YouTubers swatch it. I just happen to have pretty big fingers, so I happen to like the way I swatch things because I feel like I get a pretty big swatch. So this one is in the shade Rime, R-I-M-E. I'm gonna try and do these as tightly as I can so I can get all of it. One arm swatch for you. It's got a little bit of silver, but it's like the purest kind of white, normal shimmer shade. This one is, it's so wet, it's crumbly. Oh, I'm surprised this one didn't come broken. Look at that one. This is Cygnus. I don't know if I'm gonna get the pronunciation of these correctly. There's that one. That one has blue sparkles in it up close. I don't know if you can see it on the swatch. This one looks like delightful little heaven. It's the stellar shade. Kind of feels like a little bit of a topper though. Little bit of a topper. It'd be nice though. Like a one and done, like a single look, single eyeshadow look, a little bit in the crease, throw this on, keep the look simple. I do that with the I Need a Nude palette all the time with some of their like wetter formulated shimmers. They're honestly like some single shadows that I have, like very, very similar. I used the I Need a Nude today when I went to work, and I used one of the shimmers that was like wet, and it was like this without like a whole ton of base pigment. This next one in Blizzard is like crumbly, and it was like super beautiful. It's crumbly and it swatches kind of duty. I think that's like the best thing about what Natasha's coming out with lately. Not necessarily like the matte color story, but some of the shimmer formula all on its own is gorgeous. And so some of the palettes I've been using as companion palettes and pairing with other mattes. Not that you need to, but even in a palette like this, like, okay, what if I didn't want to do just a fully gray look? You could easily find enjoyment from some of these shimmers. I mean, this one looks like 60% of some of the single shadow formulas that I've been trying lately. They retail for like $25 a piece. Just saying. This one is Greu, G-R-E-U. I don't know how to pronounce like 90% of what's going on here. This is a gray shimmer. Really pretty. This one is called Ebb. This one is the one that it is blue. It's like straight up blue. Like, I don't know why they're calling this a black. That's why everyone is getting these blue looks, because they're going for that blue shade. That is the shade, for me personally, I would like ignore the fastest. I don't know. This Super Ionic, oh my god. This is like a metallic crumbly foil. Look how gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm trying to get really close because I want this whole palette on the arm. A lot of leftovers. I love leftovers. All right, this one is called Sposh. Sposh. This is definitely a cream shade. In my, you know, expert opinion, this feels like a cream shade. I do like the fact that even though they're similar shades, like you're getting different textures out of all of it. Snowbow is next. This is the one that I feel like makes the palette more neutral, is this pink right here. This pink shimmer. And I feel like this is one that I want to play with. It's almost purpley shift. Can you guys see that? And this is Night Sky, which is the last like deep black that almost looks blue. So could be the reason a lot of, oh, this is cream. A lot of people are getting more blue looks. Total cream shade. That actually might not be a cream shade. It just honestly feels like it. So this one is called Contrail. And this one is a lot like Blizzard, that other white matte shade. That I noticed right away was a little bit too similar for me, for my liking. Was, well, I guess this is more gray in it. Yeah, this is definitely more gray and this is more white. They just look so similar in the pan, but they swatch very different. Is it like fading into my skin tone, or is it just not carrying through on the swatch? I don't think it's both is happening, is what I think is happening. I don't know, this is gorgeous, like almost white shade. This one is called Spirit, which is the gray matte in here. Oh man, what is going on? These are not carrying. They're nice and creamy and pigmented when they start, and they feel like they're gonna do great, but those last two, they're the same formula. They're the matte formula. They're just not carrying all the way. Naive, who knows how to pronounce this? I don't even know what this word is. It's like a very, very light pink shimmer. Like white with slash pink shimmer. Definitely has some pink in there, but I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyway, this one in Flurry is like a beige shade, the beige matte. And I feel like it will pull truly beige. Yes, it will. Even though those three, this one here, this one here, and this one here, all look similar in the pan, they're very different on the swatches. So they have good tone range on them. They're just not going to show up on my skin tone very well. And this one in Skift. This has got to be my favorite shimmer of this whole palette. Also what makes it pretty neutral. Ooh, yikes, that's delightful. Doesn't that look like a single shadow you could just get down with? There's the full color story, you guys. From here to me, I mean, obviously there's a lot of similarities, but up close, like the textures are definitely different. The tones are definitely different. How they translate to the eyes may not give as much variation, but I mean, look at this shade down here. How different is that than the other shimmers? All right, let me stare at this for a second and decide what we're gonna do. Okay, I've decided. I'm going to do the most neutral look out of this palette. Don't be mad, you guys. I think we have to do it. Everybody else is gonna do these super deep looks. They're gonna take this palette to its full length and deepen up like with these super like deep shades. But I wanna see if I can get neutrality out of this. I know that's boring, you guys, but I gotta do it. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm literally gonna take all the shades I think no one else is touching. I'm gonna take Flurry all over. Then what am I doing? I'm doing this in the outer corner, and I'm gonna do this all over the lid. I don't know how we'll spice it up just yet for the lower lash line, but we'll see how this goes. I don't know if this shade's gonna show up much. A lot of these super light shades, like would they even show up on my skin tone? Just like the slightest bit. I don't know. I think this is like definitely like maybe a deeper skin tone this would show up on. It's like a tad bit gray, just ever so slightly, not a whole lot. Okay, I guess I couldn't ask for much more. I'm gonna take that Skift shade. No, I need a different brush. I need something more dense. All right, I just got something a little bit more dense because I really want this like in the outer corner, but I want its base pigment to just shine bright like a diamond. I'm gonna get copyrighted for that. What if I just used my finger? Yeah, okay, that's it. That's it right there. We're gonna shimmer, we're gonna shine. Look at this all over beautiful, look at the shade. It's like Space Cowboy from Urban Decay. Like, tell me how that's not Space Cowboy. Right there. I already like love this shade. Tiny bit of base pigment, super reflective shimmers, like so flattering. I'm going into Blizzard. I'm gonna see. Nope, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to deepen it up, but then it's like, bye base pigment, bye shimmer. If I just lay it on top of it, does it help to make it pop a little bit more? I really want to deepen up the lower lash line with some of the deeper shades. All right, now I'm going into Snowbow. It's hard to tell. I think my other favorite shimmer here is this Super Ionic. Look at that. Like, inner corner delight. Let's use that on the inner corner, shall we? Okay, so not as like deep, I guess, as I was hoping this shade in Skift was. I'm digging in pretty hard to get base pigment, but it's a shimmer, so you know, I'm trying to take it where it wasn't meant to be taken, I think. Okay, so I get it. I mean, honestly, quite a bit of fallout on all of these. Shimmer formula, like way more than a lot of her other palettes. I did the lightest, most boring look ever, you guys. This palette obviously can go so much deeper. You can take this to the edge of darkness. So that's probably clear. I was just trying to see if we could get like a neutral look out of it. Okay, I'm going to take this shade in Grew and see if I can't like deepen up the bottom part of the outer corner like this, just in the outer corner here. Yeah. Give it a little bit of depth. This is also a shimmer, so I've basically only touched one matte at this point. I mean, there's not a lot of mattes in this palette to really work with transition wise, so I mean, I feel like mostly this palette is going to be like a companion or primarily shimmery palette anyway. You can use that cream one in the middle, the Spa shade, and it gives you a little bit more. All right, I think that was good. Like, I liked that. Did it take over the other one? I don't know, maybe a little bit. Okay, I definitely want to do something on the lower lash line. Sposh right here is like the one that is most close to like a true black. Both of these ones, the darker ones, look more blue. I want to see how like not blue we can make this, honestly. I'm gonna get like a tighter brush and kind of treat this as a little bit of a liner. Okay, that was actually pretty nice. And I almost feel like it's not gonna pick up super well on like anything else because it's a cream shade. So let me see if I can't smoke this out with this Flurry shade. Okay, a little bit, but because that was such a good liner shade, like honestly, this is like a perfect liner shade. I am going to line the whole lid. Yeah, nice liner shade. But you can't really stamp it on, you kind of have to drag it. Even that comes out like kind of blue. I don't know. I honestly, like, I kind of wish it wasn't so blue. Like, I do really wish these were more true blacks. I don't know. I want to take this one, the Cygnus right here. And you know what? I want to take it like the whole length of the lower lash line. Will it show up? Will it pick up on a brush? A little bit, maybe. Tiny bit. I don't know. Not a lot. Okay, and then Super Ionic is going in the inner corner. For sure. Ooh, Super Ionic is punchy. Yes. It's also super foiled and like falling apart. I feel like it's the most light reflecting, but also the most crumbly. Okay, I just finished up the eyes and then the sun decided to leave. I think that it's gonna start raining pretty soon. No matter what I did, it ended up coming out more gray. Like this just doesn't have enough base pigment if you don't use it all over. So what I was trying to achieve wasn't really working. And then I wanted to test some of the darker shades. And so I ended up making it, I think, fairly dark anyway. I still think that staying away from these three allowed me to be like a little bit lighter, even though I took it like one of them on the lower lash line. I think the quality's there. I think the shimmer formula is, again, gonna be my favorite thing. Very similar to the Yucca palette. I like a lot more of the Yucca palette's matte shades more than I do this. This is just useless brightening. I like this matte shade, but the other ones don't show up on me, so they're pretty limiting. That doesn't leave me with much. It leaves me with one gray and one cream black matte because I'm so fair skinned. This shade and this shade don't show up on me. This one is good, but I feel like this is brightening. You wouldn't use this all over. You might use this on the inner corner, but I feel like you would use that white shade, you know, maybe for like the inner corner of the lid. I don't know. If it had more mattes that showed up on my skin tone, I could see this being like a better palette, but because it isn't, it's just extremely limiting for me. Yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy these shimmers. That's basically all I can tell you guys. I'm gonna grab for this palette as a companion palette for the shimmers, because the shimmers are gorgeous. Yeah, especially that Skift shade. Super beautiful, all on its own. It's literally like a single space cowboy. The thing for me, I think, is that I don't have a lot of grays or blacks, but this one and this one are blue. And I didn't know that. Like, if the mini Xenon had some blue shades in it and I just personally didn't know, then okay, so now I do, but it's not giving me the blacks and grays that I'm missing. So for me, I'm just gonna end up reaching for all of these shimmers because these shimmers are gorgeous, and then that's all it's gonna be. So I know 100% I'm gonna end up using this as a fully companion palette. It is not something I'm gonna end up wearing on my own. And you know what? That's okay. I've been enjoying the NATASHA DENONA shimmer formula for everyday use so much, loving the shimmer formula from NATASHA lately, that I've been getting my money's worth out of it, I think. I've thoroughly been enjoying them. So for that reason, I feel like it's a good deal for me. But the mattes, the creams, not something I'm gonna reach into. Would maybe reach into like some of the deeper ones if they weren't blue. That's kind of it for me, you guys. It's gonna end up being a companion palette. I think the quality is there, but I don't think the matte shades are there for me and my skin tone. So those are really my final thoughts, you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's review. I'm out of here, and I hope to catch you guys all in my next video. Bye for now.